Hello and welcome to your Mesa Ridge 261BH. Coming right up front here. As soon as you hit your retract and extend, you'll have a little light that pops up. But once again, you have your retract and extend. You have a 2 to 7 way powering option here. And then just underneath, you have a 7-way plug storage inlet. That'll be right up in there. Right behind this little black tab here, since this is obviously electric, if this ever electrically goes out, you are able to manually override it right behind here. So just pop that tab off and go ahead and get to work. You have a little black switch here that points to whatever propane tank it's going to read, which is down here. Has a little clear tab, red on the inside. It'll turn green once it has a solid flow of propane. But like I said again, little black tab, whatever way you point it to, that's whatever way it's going to take that propane from and read it down here. Right up front, you have your docking lights that you control up to right here. Storage. You have your shore power or your camp power back here. So this is what you call the docking station. So this is going to control all of your waterworks. So everything's labeled right up top here. But starting off with the outside shower, you have your hot and cold side of the faucet. To insert, you just pull back, go ahead, drop it in, and let go. This is your black tank flush. So right here, black tank flush. I'll get to that in just a minute. I'll just kind of briefly go over it before I actually go to the sewer system down here. But this is just you just put a pressurized hose up to this. That's what you need. And this, it's down in city water position. So that city fill, that's when you get to a campground. When you get to a campground, you plug that hose into here, and then this will push water through your systems, through your tubes and whatnot. I do recommend getting a water pressure regulator, just because campgrounds are pushing for a lot of people, so there's gonna be a lot of pressure. So that just kind of dumps it down so it doesn't blow up your lines. When you switch it to the tank fill position, you have a fresh tank fill. So go ahead, plug water into here, and that'll go ahead and fill your tank. So when you put water into here, like I said, with a pressurized hose, it starts to fill up a tank, which you can figure out from the inside how full it is. Once you get that, you turn on a water pump switch on the inside, and this entire tank that you just filled up, you're able to push through your systems. And I don't know if I mentioned this before, but this is when you are going to go out into the middle of nowhere where you don't have the city fill here. You just flip it, fill it up, take the water with you, go ahead, turn on the water pump whenever you need it, and that water will go from the tank through your lines. Now to your sewer system. So you have your gray and black poles. So I would recommend doing the black tank first, and then go ahead and doing that black tank flush. That black tank flush, like I said, it's a sprinkler, but that sprinkler is inside the black tank, which helps get toilet paper and other crud that may have gotten stuck on the way out. Just helps it give it one more flush to try to get all the rest of it off. So I would recommend doing the black tank flush up here, and then going ahead and doing the gray tank, because that's going to be your cleanest water. So with that being the cleanest water, it'll just give it one extra last rinse before you go ahead and put your hands on it. This camper is backup camera ready. So it has 4 little screws up there. If you do purchase a backup camera, just go ahead and unscrew, pop that little plate off, and push the camera inside, make sure it's connected. And you have a little tablet which will go into your cigarette lighter. Once it's in there, go ahead, turn your running lights on. Once your running lights are on, it'll start feeding through the tablet from the back of your camper. And coming down here, you have an LP gas hose, a little LP quick connect for your outside grill or outside oven, which you can also do from right here once it's connected. Raise up. Once this is opened up, to start it, all you gotta do is press and turn. Once you press down and turn, gas will start to ignite. Go ahead, light it, and then you can choose your high and low flame from right here. This is gonna be the left one, this is gonna be the right one. Once again, push down, turn, and to turn back, it won't go, so you gotta just press and turn again. One more time, press and turn. Go back, it won't go, you just have to press, and there you go. You do have a spray port right here, so if you have that curly hose, which I'll show you, all you gotta do is pull, insert, and then pull back. Make sure it's inserted inside. But that's to help clean off any foods, fish, feet, dogs, you name it. It's something quick right next to your food. Mini refrigerator. This is for your main refrigerator if you need to get behind it for some sort of maintenance issues. This is gonna be your furnace exhaust. So with this exhaust, obviously the hot heat is coming out here. So obviously tell your kids don't touch this or be in this area because it will burn them. But once again, don't even put your hands on here because this will end up burning their fingers or their hands or whatever they bump into. So just make sure if you have any littles, tell them not to touch this. Always warn them. Coming down here to your tires, this little green cap, what that indicates is that this is filled with nitrogen. So since your tires are filled with nitrogen, you are able to actually fill it with regular air, but it just doesn't inflate or deflate with temperature change. 110 on right here. This is gonna be your water heater. So this little cap, 1 1/16 socket. Go ahead, put it on here, tighten it down. Once that's on, in order to turn this on, go ahead, tighten that. Go on the inside, turn on the hot side of the faucet. Once that faucet is done sputtering, the reason why it does sputter is because it's just pushing all the air out of here. So when it's done sputtering, it'll have a solid flow of water. Go ahead and turn on the water heater switch on the inside. Once that water heater is going, go ahead, use it, whatever you need. But water does get stagnant, so after a while, when you go to empty it, go ahead, pull this pressure release. You'll hear it start hissing. Once it's done hissing, go ahead, take your socket, pull that off. Because if you don't relieve the pressure, that will shoot at you. So go ahead and pull that off. Water will start to come out of that little metal port. To make it go faster, just pull up once again, and water will start pouring. For your stairs, make sure your door is completely open. Otherwise, this little piece will scrape up the side of your door. But otherwise, put it up. Just go ahead and grab. Push it in. Grab this and turn it to the right. Make sure this little piece is behind the door. It won't move. To take it out, go ahead, pull again. Grab. And now it's down. Make sure this is completely flush. Both sides, otherwise it will rip off this little furry part and some of the rubber underneath. To your door, there's just a little magnet to help keep it open. On the top of this awning, you do have a little manual override, so if you pull that tab off, go ahead and insert in there, and then this will, if this ever electrically goes out, you are able to manually move it back in and out. This is going to be for your stabilizers to crank up or down. There's also a bit on the other side, just over there, that you are able to put onto a drill just in case you need to make it go faster. Coming to the inside of your camper, you have all of your readers here: battery, fresh tank, black tank, gray tank. You also have that water pump, so when that little switch is horizontal, that's when you're filling the actual pump, or not the pump, but the freshwater tank. this is where you'll check it here. Once that's full, go ahead and turn this on. Once your water pump is on, then that freshwater tank will start to feed through your lines and through your systems. You have both a gas and electric element to your water heater. So, for example, if you want the most heat coming in for a shower, go ahead and turn both of these on at the same time. Interior lights, exterior lights, which is also just your awning light. And you have your slide in and slide out. I'm just gonna reel it in a little bit. And then reel it back out so you know what it sounds like. It does sound scary, but it just means that you're fully extended. Once you hear that noise, go ahead and let go. Awning, extend, and retract. You have 2 sets of keys for each. Purple gonna be your main doors, gray are gonna be your baggage doors. Coming over to the oven and your stove top. Go ahead, turn on the lights, and then to ignite, just press, turn, the gas will start feeding through, and then go ahead and turn this to the right. Obviously you don't want to turn this to the left, it will snap off, but all the arrows are pointing to the right, so that's what you're going to want to do for all 3. Press, turn, and then go ahead and ignite. For your oven, press, turn to the little flame symbol. You'll see a tiny little flame appear in the back. Once you see that tiny little flame, go ahead and then adjust your temperature afterwards. Underneath here, you have your breakers and your fuses. Everything's labeled just like a house for all of your breakers. For your fuses, I do recommend bringing a couple extra just in case. It's just a recommendation. Obviously you don't have to, but you'd rather be safe than sorry. Coming over to your fridge, obviously all you do is hold to turn on, and then mode, you can switch different modes. Electric wise, and then that little drop means gas. Electric auto, gas and whatnot, but just gonna turn this off or leave it like that for now. But also temperature, of course I turn it off as soon as it starts to read. Temperature, obviously the more snowflakes, the colder it gets. You have your bunk beds here. For the lights, all you do is click. Oh, missed. Of course you can't see, but there's a tiny little circle. You can hear it right in the middle. Go ahead and press, and then the light turns on. For the bathroom, you have a foot flush. So all I do is press down here, it'll start to flush. You are going to need solution, which helps break down solids and smells, along with RV grade toilet paper. The toilet paper will actually help break down and not end up clogging your systems. It's just better, and obviously a safer option for your camper and for your sewer system. This down here is your carbon monoxide detector. As a safety feature, this is always going to run no matter what, unless you disconnect the negative end off of your battery. So what I do recommend doing is, because this always runs, even if it's unplugged from shore power, it'll run off of your battery. This little green light, because this indicates that it's on, this will always be shining. So if you do actually leave your camper for about 3 to 4 days, go ahead and just take the negative end off of your battery, because then this will finally cut out. Once again, this little green light indicating that's on. Because this always is on, this green light is always going, this will end up killing your battery if you leave it for like 3 to 4 days. So if you go to leave your camper, you're not going to use it for 3 to 4 days, go ahead, take that negative end off of the battery, and you'll be good to go. I do also recommend this bed position for actual travel, because obviously this is going to start to wobble back and forth whatever way it can go, and your poles will actually end up warping. So in order for that not to happen, I just recommend popping this off, taking these, putting them somewhere safe so they don't roll around, and then going ahead and putting this into the little cleats on all 4 sides here. Coming over to the couch here, if you pull in, lift up, you have the bed underneath. Obviously, you pull this out and set these wherever you you'd need to. Lift up, pull the legs out, and go ahead and just pull your bed right out. For your temperatures and whatnot, for your heating and cooling, I'm gonna try to have this focus up here. There we go. Save your fan speeds by tapping up top. Dry, cool, heat, and then you have your higher and lower temperatures. Hold the turn off. All right, coming down to your speaker here, your sound bar, go ahead and hold. It'll say welcome. Your zone 1 is going to be inside. Your zone 2 is going to be your outside speakers. You can turn both of them on, both of them off by just tapping. You also have your lower volume, higher volume, and mute as well. Modes, that just goes between like your TV, aux, Bluetooth, whatever you need. You have your USB and HDMI ports here, and then all you gotta do is hold, it'll say goodbye, and that's that. For your TV, you have your TV bracket here, 110 outlets along with the input. To choose between cable and satellite, there's a little button here that you can click. And if you grab that wood part underneath and lift up, you can access your extra storage. And then go ahead and just pull down. And it's just like that.